Hi guys, and welcome to the Cave Dragon. As you can see here, we have our Cave Dragon, and he's fully rigged. He's got animation on him. Um, and so let's talk a little bit about rigging a quadruped and rigging wings. So the big difference, well, as you can see, right, it's laying down sideways. Um, if we were to rotate our character, yeah, like this, that would be more, and you didn't see the wings. Um, this the arms and stuff look just like human arms. The legs and stuff look just like human legs, but instead of being um, flat on the ground, they are bent. And a quadruped, um, a quadruped has a quadruped's foot. Oh, God, there's so much to talk about. A quadruped is not that different than a human. In fact, if you use that frame of reference, um, where um, all that frame of reference when you're rigging is that all I'm doing is creating a human leg. It's just sized up a little different. So you have the leg proper extending. Here's the hip here, right? So don't pay any attention to the tail, but the leg comes down to the knee, which comes down to the foot, and then these end up being the toes. So this is just like a human leg, right? This would be the ankle, this would be the foot, and then the toes make this thing. So when you're rigging a quadruped, most of them are like this. So they break down into three kind of um, distinctive groups. Um, the digipeds. Here, let me see if I have a picture for you guys. I do. Hold on a second. Let me copy it. And I have to bring it over here. Back to our clothing class. Hi, dog. Generals. Have you looked in the general chat? I'll bring this up. So these are the different kinds of quadruped legs that you'll encounter. The plantigrades, the digigrades, and the unguligrades. And in animation and rigging and stuff, this is a fairly new sort of way to think about things. However, it's been around for a long time in anatomy, and in fact, this is from some sort of veterinary class or something. Um, but here's a human leg, right? Here's the leg, the knee, the shin, and the foot. And then here's a bear, it's the same thing. Here's the leg, the knee is in here, and then this is the ankle and the foot. The same thing. Kangaroo, cat. Um, so, and if you read these things right, other digigrade animals, dogs, birds, blah, blah, blah. So they are just on their toes, right? Uh, and then these guys, rhinos, zebras, antelopes, and things like that, are the foot is actually here, right? Like this is the foot, this long part, and so they're way on their toes. Bears and kangaroos and stuff, this is their ankle, so they have the pod right before their toes is on the ground as well as their toes. And then the digigrades are only on the fingers as well. So this whole thing is their foot as compared to a human. So like this area here on a cheetah is this area here on a human. So I'll leave that up there so you can look at it. So when we talk about rigging a quadruped, that's the back, how the back foot works. And so the front foot works just the same. Although the dragons are like have hands and stuff, so this is a little bit different. If this were a cheetah or something, it would be more similar to this, except it would bend this way, right? in the ankle. To do the ankle would be here, and then it would go down to the toes, but it would bend forward, and then this one bends back. Um, so the other thing you need to be careful. I mean, the rest of it is like spines, like how many spine bones do you want, and all that stuff we're used to. Um, the weird thing is here with a quadruped um, is that you have to make sure um, that the weight is at the pivot point for the animal. Sometimes when I'm rigging a quadruped, I'll even move the hips into the middle of the animal because it's easier to do. Um, so attached to a regular human thing that's laying down sideways, you have the neck, right? And with a human, there's only like one bone or something, and then the head. But with a dragon, it's way out here, and then whatever for his head. We've added wings. We kind of talked about that a little bit before. And then the tail, in order to get that kind of snake-like swash, has a lot of bones to it that are animated individually or as an array. You can set that up as a set-driven key, and it's much easier to animate. Okay, so that's your anatomy lesson for quadrupeds and how to rig them. So we're going to get into doing controllers and stuff for them, but the controllers for a quadruped. Oh, sorry, you can't see the hip bones. I want to make sure you see that. So here's the spine here, and the hip bones are just like a human hip. They come out sideways, right? And you might not have seen that when I showed it before. And you can see that with this dragon, the legs are rotated out to the side, and he's a little bit weird. Great. Okay. Any questions so far on dragons and anatomy and things like that? Philip, put your kids back in their costumes. That'll keep them quiet. Here, we're going trick-or-treating again eventually. Just wait. Go over there and put your costumes on and wait. Um, Funny. All right. So that is that. Um, so how do we get from this point to being able to rig this thing? Say we needed to re-rig this thing, which is kind of what we're going to do. Remember, in all of the rigging things, there is a pose of what the thing was rigged in, and this is an animated pose. And I only know that because I've mucked around with it a bunch of times. But you can always go assume preferred angle, and it will go back to what its original one was. Wow, maybe not with this model. So let's see if I select all of the joints. Will it let me do it? Or is it going to be a pain in the neck? Skeleton. Assume preferred angle. Nope. You know what? Because it came from Unreal, it's trying to rotate everything around to having a top Y axis. Unfortunately, then, the preferred angle for this, the only way to get it is to select everything and remove the skin, right? So unbind the skin. And so you now have the animation frames for this skeleton, and then this is how the dragon was rigged in this. Well, I kind of like this. Just having you recreate the skeleton, I feel like might be a lot of busy work. Oh. Don't mind though. Okay, let's do this. I love coming up with assignments for you on the fly. How is there no animation whatsoever in this? There's obviously animation on something in here. Oh, it's because I haven't baked it down. Gotcha. Interesting. All right, so if I went into the time editor, great, that works well. Okay, so the things we've talked about, right? I think is a really good first step for your homework. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete the legs because I'd like you to recreate those. And it's not like you can't go look at the original ones. And I'll leave the wings and stuff. And then what I'd like you to do is put him back together. I won't make you redo the wings, and I'll leave a bunch of this stuff out here. And you can find him in Unreal if you want to. So let me put this here. Okay, I'm going to call this Mountain Dragon Rig Me. USV. I'm going to kill my dog because she won't stop barking. Go into your drive.